So let's talk about you rising through the ranks. I know you were the Pocono beat reporter, the guru for years, and you're still friendly and close to your
Dan Taransky, always friendly and close.
Photojournalist Dan Taransky, great guy. Yeah. But I mean, just from that step to the anchor gig to where you are now, like, how did all of that change and evolve? Because your main goal was to sort of be the face of this region as a local person.
Right.
And a lot of people saw you staying in television in general for your life. And then all of a sudden one day, boom, things changed and you wanted to take a different path, and an opportunity happened and one thing led to the next. And everyone's like, where's Carmella?
I know. So I did. I was the Pocono news reporter for 6 years. But then maybe in my 5th year, I decided, well, I might fill in anchor a little bit. You know, looks like they could use the help. So I did. And then I got the itch. And then it was kind of all different from that. You know, there wasn't positions open, but you can fill in, and I was okay with that. But then eventually I was like, you know, I'm tired driving back and forth to the Poconos. It's 45 minutes each way. If you're live at 6, you're not getting home till 7, and then when the traffic, forget about it. So I needed a different change. And so when an anchor position popped up, it wasn't ideally what I wanted, but it was enough that my foot was in the door, and it was going to be 2 really great shows, and I was going to be with other anchors. And then all of a sudden, you know, things change, and I get that. But I wasn't doing exactly what I thought I had signed up for. And it started to get really taxing. If you let me, I will lay out what my schedule was. Yeah. So you go in at 2:30.
In the afternoon. Because I went in sometimes at 2:30 in the morning.
I think I've gone in for you at 2:30 in the morning.
We had to clarify that. Yeah.
So 2:30 in the afternoon, I would go in, and we'd have to sit through the afternoon meeting and, you know, discuss the stories of the evening. Then by the time that was done, I'd have to go put my clown face on because I had to go and read the news.
I have mine on every day.
So mine doesn't come on as frequently these days, but I'm okay with it.
For me, it's like putting lipstick on a pig. It doesn't do much, but I try.
Yeah. Towards the end, I was like the Joker. I was like, smile. But anyways, so you'd go in at 2:30, and then you'd sit through the afternoon meeting, and you'd figure out what stories you're going to do. And then I would have to read what I'd be reading for the 4 o'clock news, get that prepped. Then I'd have to go and read the 4 o'clock news. So in my mind, when I jumped off, okay, I know I'm going to go to Scranton. I know I'm going to interview these people, and here's where I'm going. And that's what it was like in the beginning. But then all of a sudden, you know, I wasn't necessarily supposed to be further than Lackawanna and Luzerne counties, and things happen, you get it, but then you're out in like Coleman County and Northumberland County, and those are 2-3 hours away sometimes. Yeah. So for someone to jump off the desk at 5, then have to jump right into a news car, drive 2.5 hours, hope you get the people when you get there to get things on for 10 and 11, that was tough. And to be the only person in that position, there was really no one that you can turn to and say, hey, what am I doing wrong? Or how can I make this better? Or how can I? So eventually it just started to get a little bit much. And that was okay.
Especially, too, because you were recently married.
I was a newlywed, so I went from seeing my husband for dinner every night to maybe just 2 passing ships. So it was difficult. And the big thing is I love my family. And I didn't get to see them nearly as often. Big Italian family. My mom always says, if my dad's not on my right, he's on my left, and then vice versa, you know? And not that I saw them every day when I was working 9 to 5, but I saw them a lot. And I felt like I didn't have to say no to so many things that I saw myself starting to say no to. And it was as simple as, can you come over for dinner on Thursday because Dad got out early and I made, you know, whatever. And I had to say no because I just didn't have the time. And I get that. But it's little things like that that were more important to me. And especially after the pandemic, I think that I was
just going to ask you, was anything that happened in the pandemic your wake-up call or your aha moment?
I think so, but I don't necessarily think it was the we're all stuck inside, we have to. I think it was the life is so short, what am I doing? You know, I think that that's what we all looked at and saw. You know, my happiness, yes, was going in and reading the news and talking to people, but my happiness is also everything beyond that. It's my family, it's my husband, it's my dog, it's my friends. It's all my friends who are having kids. I wanted to see them grow. So my pros, cons of trying something new was certainly outweighing the cons of staying. So if that makes sense, I might be backtracking that, but that's where I was at. It was just, I thought I was losing time with people that I loved in something that I realized I loved more than it loved me. So in that was my aha moment. I was like, wow, I really, really love this, but it's really not loving me. It's not loving what I'm thinking. It's not loving how I'm feeling. And maybe it was time to try something new.
Hey everyone, if you totally dug that clip, we have a whole lot more. You can actually see the full interview by clicking here or see other videos just like it and then some by heading over here. Oh yeah, nobody wants to miss out on stuff. FOMO? You don't have time for that, so subscribe to our channel so you know when the next video drops.